Welcome to our Leadership Chattanooga graduation, honoring the 2021 class of Leadership Chattanooga. Can you believe this is the 37th graduating class? I want to say thank you for being here. My name is Donna L., and I am your MC for the hour. This graduation may be virtual, but today is still a celebration of your accomplishments as a class, wherever you might be joining with us. Your class certainly had a unique experience in this new normal, but we know you had an amazing experience thanks to your hard work and the chamber staff and the leadership Chattanooga alumni who worked so hard to ensure this was an excellent year for you. We are so proud of you, and we know you will continue to lead in these uncharted waters. At this time, please stand by for the Star-Spangled Banner sung by your fellow classmate and my friend, Shawana Kendrick.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb's bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We want to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors who partner with us to honor our Leadership Chattanooga graduates. Our platinum sponsors are Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, EPB Fiber Optics, Sandler Training, and let's say a shout out to our gold sponsors, Chattanooga Airport, Food City, Pinnacle Financial Partners, Sound Force, the Sasha Group, Truist, Unum, Volkswagen Chattanooga. Now it's time for me to introduce the president and CEO of the Chattanooga Area Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome Christy Gillenwater.
Hello. I'd like to start off by congratulating our graduating class of Leadership Chattanooga. Leadership Chattanooga is adjusted each year to be as relevant as possible. This year, not only did we go virtual, but we also added a media literacy and civil dialogue component. So thank you to our class for being nimble and working with us this year. I'd also like to say a special thanks to Austin. It was his first time spearheading this program, and he did a fantastic job creating a solid virtual experience for our leadership class. We now have over 1,800 Leadership Chattanooga graduates making a difference out in our community every day. Many have shifted career paths as a result of the program or simply leveled up themselves, their skill sets, and their goals as a result of Leadership Chattanooga. Many have also stayed committed to their leadership growth through the Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association, which I would hope all of our graduates today would consider getting engaged in. Each year, we see more and more diversity in our class, which is exciting, particularly at this point in time. As you know, we've just released our CEO Pledge for Racial Equity, and we're continuing our work toward building a business community that includes everyone. And we're seeing tremendous engagement in the pledge, and we encourage y'all to learn more about it. You can check out the pledge and more information about Leadership Chattanooga at our chamber's website, chattanooga-chamber.com. As y'all have heard us say before, talent attraction and talent development is a critical priority for the chamber. And it's something we hear about from our members day in and day out. It is their key focus. And Leadership Chattanooga directly ties to that by developing our community members into better leaders who support their employers and our community as a whole. Towards the end of this month, we'll be announcing our 2021-2022 class. We had about 200 nominations and 100 applications, which is a wonderful testament to the stellar community reputation that Leadership Chattanooga continues to build. Congratulations again to our graduates this year for your hard work, your expertise, and your vibrancy. We hope that you will continue to bring that same level of energy to your work here throughout Chattanooga and Hamilton County. For our community is so very special because of the amazing people we have here. So we're excited to see the imprint that you will leave here in Chattanooga. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Christy. And at this time, I would like to take the time and have a conversation with my friend, Marcus K. Johnson, Chattanooga alumni class of 2019. And he's also the business lender for Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union. And we're getting ready to just have a fireside chat and a conversation. And I don't know if anybody notices my wardrobe change, but in case you missed it, class of 2021, this says best class ever, ! Is class of 2019.
I'm upset that you're upstaging me right now.
See, we both graduated. I thought I was doing it for us.
You did this at the last moment. I'm out here looking like a dweeb.
No, you look.
You have a T-shirt on that says best class ever.
Representing the two of us.
Okay.
Well,
I'll let you have it.
Well, we're gonna have a thank you. We're gonna have a great conversation. I just wanted to talk to Marcus because he graduated in 2019 from Leadership.
Yes.
Chattanooga. Tell everybody where you're from.
So I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Moved down to Chattanooga in 2004 to go to UTC and got my finance degree there. Graduated in 2008. So I'm a proud Mock.
Yeah.
And then after that, a few years later, I went and got my master's from Bryan College. And I've been working in the banking industry since 2008. So I graduated right around the Great Recession.
Right.
Wasn't really a good time to be a finance major or get into banking, but thankfully got an opportunity to get on with First Tennessee. Started as a teller, and then just kind of my career progressed from there. So I've been in Chattanooga, I guess, 16, 17 years now.
All right. And now you're at TVFCU. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have a fireside chat with you is because, anybody in Chattanooga can be a leader. But one thing that I've noticed recently about Marcus K. Johnson is that you are at TVFCU. 2020 happens, COVID happens, and you are already speaking on behalf of small businesses. But now you are in the trenches working with small businesses. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Yeah, so like many financial institutions across the country, we were getting these PPP loans out. So the Paycheck Protection program was a loan program that is administered through the Small Business Administration. And COVID happened and it was go time. One of the challenges that we had was really trying to understand the new rules and regulations around the Paycheck Protection Program. The federal government and the SBA stood up this program very quickly. So there was a lot of rules, a lot of rule changes, a lot of things that our group had to kind of take on in a very short period of time, because small businesses in our community really needed the assistance. And so those were some very long hours. We had a lot of intense conversations because a lot of small businesses, you didn't really know what was going to happen, right? If you were a restaurant owner, if you were, a plumber, if you were a DJ, if you were a barber, I mean, pick an industry. You did not know where your next customer was going to come from with all the shutdowns. And so the PPP program was pivotal in helping small businesses stay afloat, be able to meet their obligations, most importantly, keep people employed.
Right.
And so we took that on.
Was this part of your job initially? Like,
not initially.
That's what I was
No,
gonna ask,
yeah, no,
right.
not initially. Initially, I started with the credit union to manage our Idea Leap loan program.
Okay.
So that program is for startup businesses up to $50,000. We provide financing through our collaborators. So we have a partnership network with a lot of our small business incubators around the community. And so that was kind of my original role, was to manage that program in addition to just small business and commercial lending. And so got to the credit union in 2015. Shout out to Ryan Henn. We were both in the class together.
Yes.
And so 2019, I'm getting in, I'm learning. I haven't really been in the small business space a lot in my career. So I'm just kind of getting my feet wet.
I don't know if you guys caught that. He met Ryan through Leadership Chattanooga.
Yes.
And that's how you started working at TVFCU?
Yeah, so Ryan and I,
cool.
we were in the class of 2019 together.
Best class ever.
And we just struck up a conversation, and it really just went from there. And I really have enjoyed the transition over to the credit union. And so they gave me a shot, and I've been very fortunate to do that. And so, again, COVID happened and the whole thing just changed.
How did that stretch you as a leader?
Oh, man. I think really being able to, number one, I think manage the expectations of our customers and our members. When you think about it, a lot of the folks that needed the PPP assistance really didn't know what was next.
Right.
Right. And so they were leaning on their lenders and a lot of my customers to kind of lead them, keep them calm, manage the transaction for them, get them from start to finish.
Right.
So from a customer facing standpoint, I think being stressed as a leader, because you had so many different stories. Each phone call was just something different, but all of it was the same in that I'm not sure if I'm going to be around tomorrow. Right. And so me having to stay calm and let our customers know that, hey, we're going to be here to make sure that we do our very best to help you to keep your doors open.
Right.
I think from a team member standpoint, being able to communicate to our support staff that, hey, we're going to be able to manage this process. And our leaders at the credit union have done a great job with that as well. It came from the top down. Everybody was like, okay, we're not really sure what this is going to look like, but everybody just stay calm. We're going to figure it out. We're going to manage through it. And that really helped me, because when you see the leaders in the organization kind of understand that this is a stressful situation,
right?
Yet nobody's really kind of freaking out. We're all just kind of jumping in, taking our pieces of it, and really trying to do our part to climb that mountain, because none of us really knew kind of what was around the corner. And so, that's.
I think about when we were in the class, we had the conventional class where we were actually the last class. Of course, we were the best class ever. That was in person. And we were in person and we built relationships. But we have this new group that is watching today, and congratulations to you guys.
Yes,
as
congratulations.
What is something that you learned while you were in the program? And what is something looking back that, you don't want to take for granted or you'll never forget? Don't talk about me, though.
I was going to bring you up away.
Oh, man.
I think the biggest part for me was just the importance of relationships and stepping into areas that you're not necessarily familiar with, connecting with people that you may never not have had a relationship with prior to. Again, Ryan is a perfect example of that. He and I never crossed paths.
We never crossed paths.
Yeah, exactly. You and I, but you said don't bring you up.
Oh,
you
man.
you couldn't help it, right? You couldn't help it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the relationship piece of it. I think my two takeaways from Leadership Chattanooga. One was the police ride along, and the day that we spent, or the afternoon that we spent with the Chattanooga Police Department. That was a pretty intense day, if you remember.
Right. And that was before all of the social unrest that we had seen.
Yes,
what
exactly.
We've experienced as a country. So I can only imagine what you guys have talked about, since then.
Yeah, we didn't have, there was obviously still a lot that was discussed, but yeah, I couldn't even imagine going through it right in the midst of what we saw in 2020.
Right.
But giving me that perspective, from the officer's side of the fence and having to go on that ride along, my wife wouldn't let me go to do the night shift. So I had to do the midday shift, right?
Yeah.
So that was my one takeaway. And then touring the Children's Hospital, being a parent now, it puts me at ease understanding that we have that resource.
Right.
Right. And prior to becoming a parent, it was like, oh, Children's Hospital, that's cool.
Right.
Whatever. But being able to tour it and have the perspective of a parent and just understanding what all went into it was really meaningful.
For the groups that are actually the groups that are graduating this year with 2021, and also as we continue years to come, what do you think they should take away? What should they utilize as a foundation from Leadership Chattanooga? Because I have my opinion, but what would you say?
Yeah, I think the takeaway from Leadership Chattanooga is really being able to understand.
Or what tools can they use?
Yeah, okay,
that's
great.
a good way.
So I would say, first, I think the takeaway part, because I really like the way you phrase that, I would say the takeaway is just to really understand how the community works, right? I enjoyed the day on the Hill. Right. And being able to meet with some of our local and state leaders because, right now we get a lot of information from social media. Right. And we all have our different feelings and opinions on things. But I think Leadership Chattanooga gives you the opportunity to kind of look back behind the curtain and really understand how decisions are made, who makes those decisions, how we as community members and leaders can help influence those decisions. Right. So I think at least for me, and I would hope for anyone watching, like that should be a huge takeaway is how to get involved, how to get engaged in whatever part of the community that you're passionate about, be it the arts, be it politics, be it the school board, whatever the case may be, and really kind of take these lessons in leadership and community building and relationship building and go out there and implement, the change that you may want to see in the community.
Everything is what you put into it. So, when you leave as a graduate with Leadership Chattanooga, the relationships that you built, you want to continue to connect with your new family, because now we are brothers and sisters of class of 2019 and in 2017. It's just and I also encourage you, Celeste is going to have a conversation, of course, for sure, but I also want to encourage you to be a part of the Alumni Association, because those are people, when I walked in the room, I thought I knew everybody in Chattanooga. I knew no one in that group. And now I have friends that call and say, hey, do you mind? Can you give a reference, or could you share information like that? If you moving forward, and I would say that you are an emerging leader, because you are just a little bit younger than me, but just a little bit, just a
smidge.
Yeah. So you're an emerging leader. What would you like to see from Chattanooga, and what would you like to see from more leaders to come that are emerging just like you, or even leaders that you look up to and say, these are the people that I follow?
Yeah, I think what I would like to see is just this continued effort to embrace diversity and inclusion. Being in the small business space and operating in COVID over the last year and seeing the devastation that COVID-19 had on Black-owned businesses, I've been encouraged by a lot of the conversations that I've been able to be a part of throughout the community about how to uplift and elevate Black-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses, right? And so I hope that momentum continues beyond 2021 and 2022. Like, I really hope it's here to stay, right? That the community and the city really embraces what it means to be diverse and inclusive of everybody, right? But certainly businesses that have traditionally not been able to have the the pedestal, if you will, that other businesses have been able to have.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you have done a phenomenal job. Marcus went from knowing a few people here years ago, and now when I see posts, who's the guy that can help us with these PPP loans? Who can help us here? And I see your name from people that I didn't even know who knew your name.
That.
And that lets you know that you are connecting, and that's what makes a good leader, because you want people to say your name and say your name in buildings when you're not even around.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And I appreciate that. I mean, I think Leadership Chattanooga, I think really turned me on to that. Because, I mean, by nature, we're all kind of going to gravitate to our own circles. And I was excited to have the opportunity to be a part of Leadership Chattanooga. But I was a little nervous because I was like, well, I don't know how many, people I really know. I didn't really look at myself as maybe a mover and a shaker in the community. So I did have some thoughts about, man, what is this ultimately going to be like, for me? And it stretched me in the sense that, because again, I had to come out of my comfort zone, learn new things, learn about different people. And ultimately it's been beneficial for me.
Last question before I ask you the fun questions.
Yeah.
Why is it important that our companies, nonprofit, for-profit businesses, invest in their employees to be a part of Leadership Chattanooga?
Yeah, well, number one, I think it's a great retention tool, right? Whenever I know the way I felt, when I was offered the opportunity to represent my company, right? I mean, it really made me feel good. And so I think it's a good way to show key employees that, hey, we believe in you. We believe in the opportunity that you have with this company, or just in general, right? Just professional development, personal development. So I think that's important. And I think too, just again, a relationship building, regardless of what industry you're in, relationships matter.
Right.
And so for companies who have people who you want them to be out in the community making connections, that's very important.
All right. So here are the fun questions. Anytime I interview on behalf of the chamber, I want people to really get to know you.
Okay.
So during quarantine, what was the food that you had to have, you and your wife and the baby?
Oh, man. So for me, it's Brewster's ice cream.
Okay.
Right? Like, I don't know where that came from,
right.
but there was nowhere else to go. Right. I mean, there was nowhere to go. And Brewster's is right around the corner from where we stay in East Brainerd. And we started going to Brewster's, I think like every Friday.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, it's continued beyond the pandemic because now I'm kind of putting on a little bit of weight. But
COVID-19?
That COVID-19 pounds. So I'm trying to figure that out. But no, I mean, I think Brewster's ice cream, my son definitely has an affinity for the sea salt caramel.
Okay.
So I think I would say that would be our thing.
All right. So what is your favorite sport?
Football. Yes, I'm from Philly, so I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan all the way, and a Florida State Seminole fan, and anybody that's playing against that horrible team in Knoxville.
All right. If we could take a magic wand to clear up COVID and everything is back to normal, this is the last question.
Oh, man.
What is the thing that you look forward to the most?
Being able to travel. I want to go to Spain. Well, my wife wants to go to Spain as well. So I want to surprise her with the trip. I guess it won't be much of a surprise. If she sees this, right? But yeah, just traveling. We had, like everybody else, had some big plans in 2020 to go places. And that didn't happen. But, I'm happy to say we saved some money though, right? So on the other side of that, right, it's good because the bank account looks a little bit better. But just being able to travel. And then I guess from a local perspective, getting out and being able to see our customers or friends. I mean, you made the point about building relationships and leadership. It was really hard to get out and see. I mean, we graduated in 19, but we really couldn't there's that shirt again.
Right? I got to show it.
But we couldn't really get out and kind of fellowship in 2020. Right. So, just from a local perspective, getting back out and being able to meet folks and support our local small businesses.
Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure. Continue to be the leader that you deserve to be and that you aim to be. I know it's so many things that you've done in your career thus far, and I can't wait to see how much more that you do in this Chattanooga community. And big shouts out to the class of 2021.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. We'll be right back after this. At this time, I would like to welcome Austin Corcoran to the stage. Austin is the manager of talent attraction and retention at the Chamber and is celebrating tonight because this is his first year leading the Leadership Chattanooga program. Austin has done a phenomenal job this year, and we know the class is grateful for the energy he's brought. He's a great friend of mine. Here is Austin.
Thank you, Donna L. I am so grateful for this leadership class and for the support of the Alumni Association. Each month has its own special moment that I will never forget, but I have two things I will always remember. One is seeing each of you celebrate one another every month. Whether it was a life change, a career move, or a publication, you were there for each other, and I know you'll always continue those relationships well past today. The second is seeing how every month you all found interest in the topics and have become more involved and engaged with the organizations and businesses that were represented. I am excited to see what each of you accomplish from here. In the Velocity 2040 vision, our community told us that cultivating diverse, vibrant, and engaged leadership was one of the 5 critical imperatives for our future. And in the Chamber's Chattanooga Climb strategic plan, one of our key priorities is to expand leadership and civic engagement programs to build alignment and strengthen connection throughout the community. We are so thrilled for the graduates we are here to recognize today and for the roles they will all play in moving our community towards the future we envision. At this time, we would like to invite Shannon Stevenson and Katrina Clark, members of the graduating class, to share their experience in Leadership Chattanooga.
I'm honored to speak with you today as a proud member and representative of the Leadership Class of 2021, the best class ever. I am Shannon Stevenson, CEO of Simply Community Care. Our year started very different from years past. Instead of the initial in-person retreat, our initial connection was through Zoom. Yet following our initial call, I was energized. My colleagues were energized, and I knew that the leadership class of 2021 was equipped to make a lasting impact in our community. The passion and motivation of our class cannot be understated. We were open, transparent, vulnerable, and willing to rumble with what our community faces daily and the challenges we face ahead. We celebrated accomplishments, shared our painful experiences, built resilience, showed compassion, and supported one another throughout the 10 months we shared together, all while living in a virtual environment. There is no doubt that we grew as leaders, but I believe wholeheartedly that we also grew as individuals. This experience has shown each of us that while our community has accomplished so much, the challenges are far from over. We have so many members in our community that are still being disproportionately impacted. The COVID-19 pandemic created new challenges for us as leaders, but I can say on behalf of the Leadership Chattanooga Class of 2021, without hesitation, challenge accepted. I look forward to building on our experience from Leadership Chattanooga. We will carry the torch forward and continue to make our community a better place to live, work, and play.
Hi, my name is Katrina Clark, and I'm honored to be a part of the 2021 class of Leadership Chattanooga and to have an opportunity to share a bit about my experience. The 2021 class has truly been the best class ever, and it's been a privilege to meet all of you, learn with you, and learn from you. What set Leadership Chattanooga apart for me was the focus on leadership through service. I'm sure many of us have been part of other leadership classes or programs that focused on how to be seen as a leader and how to help us progress to the next step in our careers. But with Leadership Chattanooga, we've had the privilege each month of hearing from community leaders about the organizations, programs, and people that make Chattanooga such a wonderful city. And we've had the chance to hear about ways that we can get involved and make it even better. What made this experience even more valuable was hearing the different insights and perspectives shared by each and every member of this class. And that's the other thing that I loved about Leadership Chattanooga. It highlights the diverse definition of a leader. It shows us that regardless of our different backgrounds, levels within our organizations, or personality styles, we all have unique and important contributions to make. And when I think of what we can take away from this experience, I think about a quote from Maya Angelou. When she was told that poets should use their art to change the world, she agreed, but she said everybody should do that. Everybody should be hoping to make it a better world. Whether they're a chef, a baker, or a candlestick maker, everybody has a contribution to make. And Leadership Chattanooga showed us that we have that responsibility. Whether we join the group as an architect, an entrepreneur, an educator, or a business leader, we all get to leave here with the same tools and resources and connections to make Chattanooga a better community. And I have no doubt that the amazing leaders who are part of the 2021 class of Leadership Chattanooga will not only contribute to making Chattanooga better, will help lead the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon and Katrina. Each year, a video is made highlighting the experience of the Leadership Chattanooga class. This year, COVID-19 prevented us from gathering in person, but your class accomplished great things. Let's take a look at your experience in Leadership Chattanooga.
Leadership Chattanooga is a place and space where leaders within the city can come together and create different ways and cultivate other ways to continue to serve the people in the city.
Usually those individuals come from very different walks of life, very different industries, very different career paths.
They're looking to take their career to the next level by being leaders and investing their time and their certain talents.
So we can learn kind of the behind the scenes of what happens in Chattanooga, from housing to infrastructure to politics and education and everything in between.
It's a way to connect with people and really to give people an opportunity to become more engaged in the Chattanooga community.
The world looks different right now. This meeting looks different than we would like for it to, but at the same time, the need for leadership in our community and across the world is just more evident than it ever has been before.
I feel like the program days are really a chance for us to learn about what our city is doing to grow and change.
All right, good. It's pretty interesting because a lot of the things that we're being exposed to are things I probably wouldn't have come across.
You always think you know how things work until you actually know how things work.
My goodness, I see some.
I've absolutely learned where there are opportunities for me as a leader to have influence, but also an opportunity for me as a leader to network and get to know other people from different walks of life, different career paths.
And so a big part, I think, for Leadership Chattanooga is taking what we've learned through all these different sessions and making it applicable, applying it to our community, because that's why we're here, is we want to better serve our community.
Did you know about 9th? So our project is based on highlighting some of the history, some of the African American history in downtown Chattanooga, because African American history is Chattanooga history.
They wanted to come down and collaborate about the businesses on MLK and just talk about those businesses and how they were impactful to the growth of Chattanooga as well as the African American community.
We're doing that by providing a media piece, which will be easily digestible.
This video, I think, will be inspiring to those people who are coming along now to help tell the story of the growth of Chattanooga and how African Americans played a major role in the growth of Chattanooga.
We're going to pose some questions at the end and provide a call to action, right? So you could consume the content, but what are you going to do with it?
Hamilton County Schools is planning to open a free store for teachers in the fall of next year. We're going to stock it with school supplies, office supplies, classroom supplies. On average, teachers spend about $400 or $500 out of their own pockets every year for school supplies.
And that's big for two reasons. One, obviously, we don't want to put that burden on teachers, but also teachers are usually the first point of contact. They know what students need.
What we're doing is going around and cleaning up the store, helping them paint.
Get it set up and doing some operational and marketing planning for them.
Teachers have such an enormously important job in our community of helping to get our next generation of leaders ready. And we want to make sure that they have what they need to do their jobs well.
We wanted to help with mental health in our community in some way. It's a huge issue, particularly through the pandemic. It's gotten worse.
A lot of mental health issues arose, to an all-time high. And especially within youth and for underserved populations, that term mental health could be taboo or make it seem that something's wrong with you.
Hey, folks.
We developed a 10 to 12 episode podcast series that is phenomenal. It's been great.
Sadness.
By using platforms that they're already using and reaching them at places where they already are is a component that will bring this successfully.
This is just a door opener. I think it's a solid first step to ensuring that the communities in Chattanooga who need mental health resources know what's available.
I hope someone says that conversation was a turning point for me in a good way.
We all agreed that nutrition, quality food, especially quality food that is not expensive, is it's not readily accessible for people who live in poverty.
So we're creating the cookbook. We want to create it with everyday recipes that mom and grandma taught us to do. And in that cookbook, we're including the communities.
One of the participants contacted Bridge to participate in this amazing project of collecting recipes from Chattanooga members, community members that represent different groups and different ethnicities and different maybe parts of the city.
It's about taking those recipes that people can identify with, recipes that people say, wow, I'd like to try that, and then infusing in there healthy fruit, healthy vegetables, maybe healthy alternatives.
I think many things bring us together, but nothing brings us together as well as food.
We started thinking about the Glass Street community and all the amazing work that community is doing to kind of bring people back in and revitalize their beautiful Main Street area.
When Leadership Chattanooga reached out to Glass House about, hey, we want to work on a project with you guys, it was kind of perfect timing because we had all these projects going on.
And we found out that they were actually having a block party where they were going to have muralists and just a big event for the arts in the community.
It's really just going to be an exciting time for people to come out and see the beautiful work that they've all done together.
We had a big volunteer day and the whole team came out, and I mean, everyone rolled up their sleeves. They were putting in soil, they were painting, they were sanding, the spool team.
This shows the importance of community. It also shows that there's people that live here in the community that are willing to step up.
So the project we're working on is called X-Gene Chat, fostering cross-generational communication, and it's like a pen pal.
And it was born out of this idea of response to the social situation that we find ourselves in, lacking connectedness.
We got teens that are in high school to write letters and just really develop that relationship with these elders within our community. Let them know that they are loved. Let them know that we are here for them.
We signed some people up for the, to be pen pals.
So it's been really great to get to see those relationships kind of work together, but ultimately just trying to provide a level of connectedness.
You ought to just see the expression on the old folks' face when they could tell a young person something. And then they feel like they accomplished something.
I hope that when it's all said and done, that we can remember that during challenging times, we can still come together and create authentic spaces to share and connect.
All the projects, I'm seeing that it's going to be a reinforcement that there is, care in the world, there is love in the world, there is positivity in the world.
We all need to talk less and do more. And so Leadership Chattanooga is great. We're learning so much, but if we don't put that into action, then we're not really, helping our community.
And once you're out there, then you get into, in the nitty gritty, right? And you get your hands dirty and you actually realize, oh man, this is bigger than I thought.
This process has definitely made me more aware of things that are going on. And again, it's also afforded me to find my place and to know where I could have impact.
But so excited to see each of you.
Yeah, it was a little disorienting in a good way to finally see people in person. I mean, you build relationships with people through Zoom and everything, and over months and months and through projects. But to finally see people in person and make that eye contact.
Oh man, it's been amazing. I think just having the energy. I think the energy, you can't replicate the energy.
That was a really wonderful thing to end on this year because I feel like we are taking away things and we do want to spend time with each other moving forward.
I fell in love again with the city that I moved to. And that's knowing all the good, the things that we wish were better, but I also feel like I have the tools to make a difference with the people that I have experienced it with.
Leadership Chattanooga is
immersive.
I would say challenging.
Deep.
Innovative.
Opportunity. I would say it's reflective.
Connection.
I would say refreshing.
Community.
Impeccable.
Family.
Growing.
I get excited every time I talk about it, every time I think about it. And I'm just really happy about the opportunity to be a part of Leadership Chattanooga.
Austin, thank you so much. And again, great job. At this time, I would like to introduce Celeste Herbert, Leadership Chattanooga Class of 2014 and current president of the Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association that I'm so thankful to be a part of. Here's Celeste.
Good evening. As Donna mentioned, I'm the current president of the Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association, and I want to share a few details about our organization. We provide programming to continue leadership training for Leadership Chattanooga grads, such as regatherings for networking and lunch and learns for continuing leadership development opportunities. We hope you will continue to engage with Leadership Chattanooga through the Alumni Association and further impact our community. To get involved, contact Austin Corcoran or myself, or go to ChattanoogaChamber.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Celeste. And of course, thank you for your leadership. We would now like to recognize the 2021 Leadership Chattanooga class.
Trisha Adams, Keller Williams Realty, The Robinson Group, Ashley Aldridge Wilson, HCDE, Nolan Elementary, Jarrell Allison, EPB, Sarah Arata, West Rock, Marissa Bell, Chattanooga Tourism Company, Jaleesa J. Brumfield, City of Chattanooga, Kenneth Burke, Text Request, Katrina Clark, Unum, Allison Shirk Collins, Chattanooga Times Free Press, Luis Ignacio Contreras, The Local Juicery and Squeaky Clean, Kathy Dorval, Chambliss, Bonner and Stoffel, Will Gaither, Horror Construction, Rosetta Greer, Crowning Your Essence Incorporated, Daniel Jazik, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, Kayleen Hotch, YMCA Metropolitan Chattanooga, Carrie Hunter, MBI Companies Incorporated, Ijima Ike, the Chattanooga Housing Authority, Amanda Johns, Tennessee Valley Authority, Chelsea C. Johnson, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, Kenawa Katibi, the City of Chattanooga Youth and Family Development, Shawana Kendrick, Office of District Attorney General Neil Pinkston, 11th Judicial District, Monica Maples Kinsey, Caravan Tribe, LLC, Callie Lance, Chattanooga Sports Chiropractic Institute, Emily Lilly, Tennessee Charter School Center, Bill Lloyd Truist, Gordon M. Locklear, Synovus Bank, Kevin Love, the Enterprise Center, Lee McCormick, Vashon Analytics, Megan McCullough Burroughs, Siskin Children's Institute, Kelly McCraw, U.S. Express, Naomi Ortiz, Unum, Shane Pilcher, Siskin Hospital of Physical Rehabilitation, Anna Fratano Biggs, Hamilton County Government Mental Health Court, Jennifer Pukinis, Hamilton County Government, Alex Ryland, Hefferland, Cronenberg, Architects PLLC, Tom Rice, Tennessee Valley Authority, Desiree LC, HCDE, East Lake Academy of Fine Arts, Chris Sislow, HHM Wealth Advisors, Aggie Stevenson, Tennessee Aquarium, Shannon Stevenson, Simpa Community Care, Paul Teague, Chattanooga Gas, Amanda Torbett, Erlanger Health System, Robert Wheeler, Patrick Beard, Schulman and Jackaway, LeBron Womack, First Horizon Bank.
Please join me in congratulating the Leadership Chattanooga class of 2021. I want to encourage you to join the Leadership Chattanooga Alumni Association, as Celeste already mentioned. In addition, the Chamber needs you to remember to nominate outstanding, diverse leaders for Leadership Chattanooga classes in the future, as well as for our Young Professionals Leadership Program, Protege Chattanooga. Protege Chattanooga is a 9-month team-based mentoring program in which early and mid-career professionals build lifelong networks while learning from local executives and their peers. Protege offers 2 cohorts, day and evening, that are made up of 12 future leaders each. Please contact me if you have any questions or know of a young leader for this program. Thank you.
Please mark your calendars for the Chamber's next event, Diversify 2021. The event will be held on June 18th. Go to ChattanoogaChamber.com/diversify to find out more information about this awesome event. Once again, thank you for being here today to honor the Leadership Chattanooga graduates. So proud of all the hard work that you've done. I am Donna L. and have a great weekend.
Yo, just want to give a quick shout out to the best class ever, Leadership Chattanooga 2021, all virtual, all digital, all live. It makes us the best, and I don't want to hear anything else that comes after this. Definitely been great connecting with everyone. Hope we can do more of it in person now that everything seems to be opening up. And until then, peace.
Leadership Chattanooga 2021. Thank you to the great people at the Chamber for putting together such a meaningful, once-in-a-lifetime program, and to my incredible classmates whose talent and commitment will absolutely lead Chattanooga to a bright and prosperous future.
What an incredible year it's been as the entire nation has really dealt with and navigated the complexities of the pandemic. And for me, I felt so fortunate to be able to learn and grow and evolve with one of the best groups of professionals I've encountered. So thank you to my colleagues, thank you TVA, and thank you Leadership Chattanooga.
I've learned so much about my city through being a part of Leadership Chattanooga, and I've had a chance to connect with so many great people that I know I'll be friends with and connected to for a long time in the future. So I'm just super grateful to have been a part of it.
Thank you to Leadership Chattanooga and all those who have poured their heart and soul into making this program so spectacular, even in a pandemic year. I have really, truly had an amazing journey personally and professionally. I met extraordinary people creating innovative solutions, measurable impact and change in our community. And I know this is not the end, but just the beginning for the best class ever 2021. I'm rewired, transformed, and ready to lead.
I've learned and experienced so much this past year through Leadership Chattanooga. I want to thank the staff who adapted our learning schedules and helped us make the most of our experience. To To my fellow classmates, thank you for not only your engagement throughout the year, but for your thoughtfulness and friendship during a time when we needed it most. Every leadership alumni claims that they're the best class ever, but we can truly take the title of best virtual class ever. Thanks for everything, Leadership Chattanooga.
Leadership Chattanooga, what a unique experience this has been this year. Thank you to the best class ever for the learning, the laughter, and the Zoom chats. Thank you to Austin and the Chamber team for keeping us organized, energized, dancing, and for the great swag. Congrats, y'all.
Hey all, it's Danny. From names on a piece of paper to a cohort to a collaborative group of change agents. Leadership Chattanooga was an immersive experience that made me fall in love with the city and make sure that I do something with the knowledge I've learned. Thank you for the Chamber, and let's do it for the city.
Thank you to the Leadership Chattanooga curriculum, alumni, staff, and my fellow classmates for 10 months of professional and personal growth. As the best class ever, I am confident that we will be true change makers for Chattanooga.
Hello, Leadership Chattanooga class of 2021. I knew I loved this city before I started this program, but this year has changed my life. I'm thankful for each and every one of you and the interesting ideas and thoughts that you've brought to our class, and you've definitely helped me rewire how I look at leadership in the future. I appreciate you so very much, and I can't wait to see you.
To my Leadership Chattanooga class of 2021, many say they're the best class ever, but how many have shown resilience through a pandemic? We continue to show up as leaders in the community. We look for ways to make a difference. And even though our projects faced obstacles, we still succeeded. So I tell you, you really are the best class ever. Congratulations.
Wow, what an amazing year. So many firsts. The first completely virtual Leadership Chattanooga class. The first class Austin has led. I am so honored and thankful that I've been able to be part of it, part of the best class ever, class 2021, and being part of the fellow classmates. I'm truly inspired by you all. Thank you for this experience.
Thank you and congratulations to all my classmates on making it through Leadership Chattanooga. Thank you also to the Chamber and especially to Austin for pushing ahead with the program even in an unusual year. It's been a tremendous experience and one that I'll remember forever.
Leadership Chattanooga class of 2021. It has been a divine honor and privilege to get to know each and every one of you. I'm so thankful and grateful for this opportunity. I wish each and every one of you the absolute best. God bless.
Thank you, Leadership Chattanooga, for a great year, and really appreciate all the work that Austin and the other chamber members have put into this year's program.
Congratulations to the best class ever, Leadership Chattanooga class of 2021. I'm so excited to have had this opportunity with each and every one of you. Thank you so much to the Chamber of Commerce, all of the amazing speakers that we had throughout this last year, and especially to Austin. Thank you for putting together such an amazing class for us. Way to go, everyone. Congratulations.
you.